An Israeli airstrike in Deir al-Balah, central Gaza, killed at least 15 Palestinians, including 8 children and 2 women, as they queued for nutritional aid near a medical point. According to Al-Qassam Matis Hospital, Israel said it targeted a Hamas militant involved in the 7th October attack and is reviewing the incident, expressing regret over civilian casualties. Ceasefire talks in Doha, mediated by the US, Qatar, and Egypt, remain stalled, with Hamas accusing Israel of inflexibility and Israel insisting on Hamas disarmament for a lasting truce. Over 57,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza since October 2023, and the humanitarian situation has collapsed, with mass displacement and severe shortages of essentials. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has vowed to impose retaliatory tariffs if the US follows through on Donald Trump's threat to raise import taxes on Brazilian goods to 50% starting August 1st. Trump's move is tied to Brazil's prosecution of former President Jair Bolsonaro, which he called a witch hunt. Lula rejected Trump's criticisms, asserting Brazil's sovereignty and warning that any unilateral tariffs would be matched. He also challenged Trump's claim of a U.S. trade deficit, with Brazil citing U.S. data showing a $7.4 billion surplus in 2024. Analysts suggest Trump's intervention might politically benefit Lula at home, as defying Trump has done for other global leaders. President Trump hosted leaders from 5 African nations, Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mauritania, and Senegal, for a summit focused on trade, not aid. Trump pushed for business deals over traditional U.S. assistance, while African leaders pitched investment opportunities in minerals, energy, and tech. Migration, security, and visa issues were also discussed. The summit reflects a shift in U.S.-Africa relations under Trump, moving from development aid to tough trade negotiations, with tariffs looming for non-compliant countries. Tunisian opposition leader Rached Ghannouchi has been sentenced to 14 years in prison for conspiring against state security, adding to previous convictions totaling over 20 years. His children and other former officials were also sentenced, many in absentia. Rights groups have condemned the trials as politically motivated, highlighting President Kais Saied's ongoing crackdown on critics since dissolving parliament in 2021. U.S. aid cuts, especially to PEPFAR, have led to the closure of many HIV clinics in South Africa, threatening access to life-saving antiretrovirals, ARVs, for thousands, particularly vulnerable groups like sex workers. Former sex worker Gugu, now an NGO coordinator, fears many may default on treatment due to stigma and long waits at public hospitals. Experts warn the funding cuts could reverse years of HIV progress, increase infection and death rates, and stall crucial research, including vaccine trials. Though some emergency funding has been secured, it falls far short of what's needed to sustain South Africa's leadership in HIV response and research. And that is all from the global scenes. For now, Harmony Agbafo reporting for BTV News.